Hi. What are your nightly rates, just regular, right now?
97 plus tax.
For tonight? For double bed or what?
The manager has you on the list. I don't know. I just saw
Who's the
your name.
manager?
Adam. He's the manager of both of the properties here.
What properties?
This hotel and the hotel next door.
So what was the reason?
I was just told that you can't rent. I don't know why. It just had your name up here for a while, and it just says that you can't rent here.
Well, they have to give you some kind of an explanation. They can't just.
That you would have to take up with the manager. I
It,
just told I can't rent to you.
so who's the manager I should be talking to?
You would have to talk to Adam.
Is Adam the one with the glasses, the tall?
That's Steve.
Okay, so I don't even know Adam.
Yeah, Adam is the manager. He's the one. I don't know what happened. I wasn't here. All I know is that we all got the email that we can't rent to you. I know who you are. I've never had a problem with you.
Yeah, the last thing that happened when I was here is I was using the same card that I always use, and Steve was here, and he said I couldn't use that card if it didn't have my name on it, and I was like, I use this card all the time, and he said, well, yeah, today we can't use it, and I said, well, that's not really good customer service. I said, if because I'd already made the reservation, I was coming here to get my reservation, and I have the whole thing recorded. So I mean, I don't want to sue you all, but I'm going to if that's the truth. It's not you. It's not
No,
you.
it's not me.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never had a problem, but I just know.
yeah. And so
Here,
there was a new lady here who I had a really good conversation with one night that I came in, and she was here as well. And she said, "Yeah, I used it the other night." She said, "But I'm new, so maybe I did something wrong." And so Steve just kept insisting, and I said, "Well, if you can show me something, in writing that says that I can't use this kind of card because I've always used it and it's never been a problem." And so he said, yeah, but that's just how it's going to be right now, or whatever. And I said, okay, so let me go ahead and get your corporate information because, I'm going to have a conversation with them about this.
Right.
I said, because now you're forcing me to try to cancel a reservation that when you do a third party, you can't cancel it. They won't allow you. It's not refundable. And I said, so yes, this guy really causing me a headache. And I was just talking just like this. And I said, it's going to cost me a headache or whatever to do it. I said, so, let me get that information. And so he said, I don't have anything I can give you. And so she said, well, you know what? It seems kind of unfair. So I'll go ahead and she can use my card, my debit card to do the transaction. And I said, well, hey, do you want me to give you $50 in cash that you can hold until I check out tomorrow? And she said, no, I trust you. I trust you. She said, it seems like you're right. It seems kind of unfair that, you would have to do all that for something that you didn't know about. And I said, yeah, I said, because I come here a lot. And if you told me, I would have totally came in and just put extra money on my debit card because I have my debit card. I took it out. I showed him my debit card, with US Bank. And I said, I usually just use this for bills. I don't like to use this online. And I said, so it's like, auto pay for bills. And I said, but I can show you. So it's got my name on and everything. I said, but if I'd known that before I made the reservation, I may have gone somewhere else, or I would have just put money on my debit card so that I wouldn't have run into this issue. I said, but now it's too late for me to do those things. I already have the reservation. And it was just a civil conversation like that. Like there was no yelling or screaming or cursing or whatever. And so she said, no, I'll go ahead and do it. And so then he said, fine, I'll just take your card. And I said, Steve, I said, I don't understand, like, what's going on? I said, because, you know me, I come in here all the time, and I use this card. And I said, I've checked out with you before. And so he's like, yeah, but they just come down the pipe for something different. And he handed me some paperwork that I also recorded. And I said, this doesn't say anything about the deposit. It says that if you're making a purchase for the room, you must have a credit card or a debit card with your name on it. But it says nothing here about the incidentals. And I said, and I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just saying this right now is going to be really inconvenient for me because I'm not going to get my money back. It's a third party. They're not going to give me my money back for the reservation. And so he said, that's fine. I'll use it. So he took the card and did it and whatever. And that was it. The next day I came down, he was here and he said, I think he came, no, he called a couple times that night, which I thought was kind of weird and was like, breakfast is going to be at 6. And then he said, just FYI, the card was declined. And I said, do you want me to come back down? I said, because I put $50 on this card specifically for this. And I said, "You want me to come back down?" "No, that's okay. Fine, it's fine." And so I just said, "Okay," you know. So it was just like a really, and for her to offer to give me her credit card because she was like, "Yeah, this is kind of weird." She's like, "I'm new. I don't want to step on any toes." And so, like, you know, like I said, I'm gonna play like I don't know why he's doing that. I know why he's doing it. I also know why he gave me a hard time about the card and why they're trying to put me in this position of not being able to rent. I know what is going on. And like I said, I hate to put him on that list of lawsuit, but it's like, well, you know, this is unacceptable. You're being discriminative. You're not even giving me a reason why it happened. You just can't secretly and quietly to say, we're not going to serve her anymore. You can't have a room here anymore without giving me an explanation. You know what I mean? That day, if he had a problem with that, he could have said, hey, if you come in again, which he did actually, and I haven't been back since. He said, you know, you're going to have to probably have a card that got your name on it. And I said, that's fine. You know, I don't have a problem with it. If it comes down to me having to stay here with the card, I have that. That's fine. But I just haven't been back, you know, since that time. But there's cameras in here, and like I said, I recorded the whole thing because I was just shocked that he was like trying to put me in that position because like I spent a lot of money here. Like I'm not getting rooms for free. And I was like, you know, during the winter, I was spending like $150, $170 for a room. And I said, so, you know, this is how you're going to treat me like a consumer? And I never give you any issues. I never give you any problems.
I've never had a problem or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been here, gosh, almost a year.
Yeah. So and that was why I was taken back too with that incident. And I was like, you know, well, that's fine. As long as I know ahead of time, I'll do it. But in my mind, I was like, well, you know, that was really bizarre. And like, that's kind of like, he doesn't value, you know, my money. You know, I'm not like someone he's like, oh, you know, she comes in here all the time, spends a lot of money, never gives me any headache. She's a good customer. So, you know, let me give you some sort of an incentive. You know, that's no problem. But like for him to act like that, I was just kind of in my mind, oh, this is kind of weird. So I just decided that I wasn't going to come back for a while unless I had to. You know what I mean? But and that's fine. Like I'm not saying that it's your issue or whatever, but I'm definitely going to, you know, handle it the way that because that's not right. That's not okay. Like I spend my money in here and.
Yeah, and I know, and I feel bad too because I'm like,
oh no, don't feel bad.
It makes me feel bad, but.
You guys are, you know, not involved with it. The lady, she was new. She wasn't involved with it. So like I said, that's why I was kind of trying to have some of an intimate conversation with him. Because I was like, you know, I come in here all the time. And when I first started coming in, I was dealing with you almost every time I came in.
Exactly.
And so I was like, why the sudden change in attitude? And not only that, but like, why are you giving me this paperwork that's not really backing up what you're saying? So it's almost like you're making this up. So did I do something that I don't know about or? No, I'm not asking you.
Yeah.
I asked him.
Oh, him.
Yeah. And I said, because, you know, this is really bizarre. No, it's nothing for, you know. And then I said, this is discriminative. And he said, it's discriminatory. Discriminatory.
Like he's correcting your English.
And I said, no. And I wanted to so bad break out my phone and say, there's two definitions for that word. It's discriminatory and discriminative. And they both mean the same thing. And I was like, what is happening here? Like, what is going on? Like, why is he being so rude? But like I said, I know why, and I'm just going to have to take care of it. It sucks, but I'm just going to take care of it the way that I need to take care of it, you know, at the end of the day. So, and that's fine. Is it okay if I use the restroom though?
Sure. You know it's right around the corner.
Yeah.